Hello everyone, very good morning. Welcome to the Abap for Functional from a Scratch live training demo session. In this demo session, I will be discussing about why Abap is required for functional. And as a demo part, I will show you how you can enable the trace and find the custom code in the standard transaction. Also, we will see how we can update a database table, and we will see how it's easy to update the database table. So let's go and see here that why Abap is required for a functional people. If you see that in day-to-day requirement, sometimes we come across a simple requirement where we need to develop one simple report or simple development. So if we know the basics of Abap, then you will be able to easily create the report. You will be able to do some simple enhancement and all. So for doing the custom development, the basics of Abap is required. You are the bridge between the business and Abapper. In order to communicate effectively, if you know the basics of Abap, that is going to be mind-blowing. That is going to improve your performance far, far better. Many a times you come across a requirement where you have to identify a simple bug. You might be getting some simple messages or error messages or warning messages, and you wanted to find it out the place from where these messages are arising. For that, debugging skill is very, very important. And in order to master the debugging skill, it's easy. Just we know the basic concept and we have to do the practice. In order to enhance any report, let's suppose if you have some standard report and if you want to enhance with some extra fields and you want to populate the data, if you know the basics of Abap, you will be able to easily enhance the Abap reporting. You will be able to add the field. You can be able to populate the data in that field. Integration nowadays everywhere required. Without integration, nothing is possible nowadays. In that scenario, if you have some basic understanding of LEIDOC, proxy, and all, it will be helpful. Optimization and performance tuning. Many a times we come across a report is performing very, very slow. Their performance is not good. Then in that particular case, if you have the debugging skill, if you know how to take the trace, if you know how to analyze the performance, it will be helpful in order to improve the performance. So these are the different important points which is required, which is really motivates and functional to learn the Abap. So now I think this is sufficient to proceed further to learn Abap for functional. As a part of this demo session, I have considered to show you some technical things as well. So I will show you how you can update data in the database table. But before that, I will show you how you can take the trace and find the custom code if any. So let's go into the system. And here there are different, T code in order to take the trace. We have SAT, we have AC30, we have ST12, and for SQL trace, we have ST05. So here I have summarized those list of T code. ST05 for SQL trace, AC30 is for Abap trace, SAT is the new version of AC30, and ST12 is, you can say, the combination of all these three. Single transaction, ST, single transaction, for taking the trace. Very helpful, very powerful, So I will show you by the help of any one of these how you can take the trace and how you can identify what are the custom codes written inside a standard transaction. So I would like to show you, let's suppose when you are trying to create one standard material with MM01, then you would like to understand or you would like to know what are the custom codes written behind. Okay, so we will enable the trace for that. So what we can do that using the ST12 or SAT, probably we'll go first with SAT. Okay, and in real live class I will show you how you can take with the help of ST12 the trace or using ST05. So here you can see that in SAT transaction, this is the variant. Variant shows what kind of traces you want to take, whether you want to take the trace for, the options it will show what kind of traces, methods, events, function module, subroutines. So all kind of blocks you want to trace, all types of a screen elements you want to take the trace for, right? Open SQL, native SQL, different types of SQL I want to take trace for. So this options, this variant tells you what kind of trace, what kind of statements, what kinds of screen elements you want to do the trace for. If you want, you can create the custom variant as well, but generally we keep this variant as default. MM01 is the transaction. Just to give it over here and click on this execute button. Industry retail, material type is raw material. Click on this enter button. And just you want to create the basic material. Click on this create and give here some, description and base unit of measure EA and click on this save button. So press enter once again and you will see that your material got created and trace is also completed, by the way, right? Because this transaction was called through SAT. As soon as material got created, trace automatically got collected. Now, if you want to see that what are the custom, program is involved into this, just come here in the calling program or program called and put into the descending order. If you see that this is starting with Z, that means this particular program is your custom program. Whatever program is starting with Z or Y, that will be your custom program. So only one program, this program ZCL, ZCL IM Abap training demo is the custom program. It is in fact an enhancement which is created. So if you come here in SC38 and try to find it out this program, you will be able to see that this is nothing but it's a class, right? So class is also a type of program which comes under class pool. You will understand in detail in the live class, but here you just understand that was nothing but a class, and in that class different methods are there. So this class was nothing but it was an implementation of an body. Okay, so this is how you can identify the custom program, custom class, or customer exit or user exit, right? You can see here, this is the code which is written, and this was coming when we were creating the material, right? It was a warning message. Fine. Very simple, very easy to take the trace and identify what are the custom codes involved in the standard transaction or standard program. Now, if you go and check the second part, which I want to show you that how to update a database table. So for example, let's suppose you have one standard table EKKO, and here generally we don't update any table directly, but sometimes we would require. okay, in order to perform the testing and all. So for example, this beside you want to change, or maybe this company code you want to change from 1710 to TJB, and you want to check if this particular purchase order is behaving in a way for this TJB or not. For that purpose, you want to change this company code from 1710 to TJB. So how to change? So we can select this /h, press enter, and click on this display button. So here, just press F7 and click on this code. Here you come and give this edit. For the code, you pass the value edit and press enter, press F8. So you will be able to now, change this NB, this particular, from NB to whatever value you want to, change. Before changing anything, it's always good to, take the screenshot so that you will be having a backup. Okay, you will be having the backup of the old value, and if you are changing in mass, then download the value in Excel sheet and keep it as a backup so that you will be able to revert it back later if you were doing the change just for testing purpose, right? So I've taken the backup screenshot, right? And here, this value, maybe I want to change from NB to DB, dummy procedure, and click on the save button, right? So it's telling that does not exist. So there is some check table which, which is not allowing this one basically. So let's try to change into some another, FO. I'm just trying to check. Here also it's giving error. So there is some data inconsistency uh, uh, being erosion, and that's why it's not allowing. So no problem. We will go and check for some different, records, and we'll try to change. Okay. So maybe this SBJ. So this is one way, like how you can change the data. Another simple way how we can do, the very, very simple way, you can go to SC16 in transaction, and here /h and press enter. Okay. And here you do GD-edit. So GD is a work area basically. Okay. So in this GD, you can just double click over here and scroll down, and you will find these two fields, edit and SAP edit. And just you have to enable this. So for this edit and this SAP edit, enable this field with value X. So I've given X and press enter. Again, give X and press enter. Okay. And now you just press F8. You will be able to see that it will go into the change mode. All the data of the EKKO table will go into the change mode. And if you want to change something over there, you will be able to change. Okay. So this type, this is a key field. Seems no, not a key field, because here you have the key field, right? Purchase order. In EKKO, only the purchase order is the key field. But these are some crucial field. No, check table. It is associated with some check table, material type, company code, right? So maybe this created on date I would like to change, right? So it's 732023. I want to change from 7 8. I want to give 93203 and click on the save button. So it will be simply, changed. You can see that changed rows. So simple to change the data. And for your purpose, when you are performing some testing and you want to manipulate some data, you want to change some data in the table, this is how you can do. It's simple, right? So this is how you can update the data in the table. And always, it's better to revert back the data, whatever the data you have changed, revert back to the original value. And that's why it's better to take the screenshot, or or take the back of the data. Earlier it was 7th March. So I will revert it back to 7th March and save it back so that other will not face any problem, right? Now I will take you through the various topic which I'm going to cover in my live training. So I'll be covering about introduction to data types and table creation. It's going to help you to have the overview of data dictionary, how domain and data element works, how their fixed value and check table works, right? We'll be also discussing about the database view. We will be talking about the character operations and string operations, the basic Abap syntax. It will help you to master in Abap reporting, Abap debugging. So basic Abap syntax learning is very important. We will understand about the concept of work area and internal table, which is very, very important. We will also understand about the system variables. We will see the different keywords like append, insert, sort, describe table, read, and so many, right? We'll see the different select query, different OpenSQL statement, and we will also discuss about the new OpenSQL which came in NetWeaver 7.40 and their new elements. Different modularization techniques are there, like include subroutine function modules. We will see in detail. We will see about for all entries, different events of report. We'll see about the loop, how we can handle the message. We'll be having the overview learning of module pool and BDC. And of course, we are going to learn about the enhancement, because without enhancement, a functional is not a functional. They are going to have the good understanding of enhancement. Debugging mastery, I'm going to teach you, I'm going to help you to become expert in debugging. For this purpose, on moving forward to the journey in mastery of debugging, we will see the different types of breakpoint, how we can put the breakpoint, how we can use them. We'll see the layer aware debugging. We'll see how we can take the trace. We will see the special scenarios like how to identify which table are getting updated in the backend after pressing the save button, or from where some data is being fetched, right? How to debug any application from front end like Fury or UI5 application. So there can be many different scenario in debugging. I will try to cover as much as possible. Also, I'll be taking your questions in live. So this is the brief overview of complete live session. In case if you are thinking to upgrade yourself and moving forward to the journey of being above for uh, techno functional, so when you start learn above as you are functional, you are on the verge of being techno functional. It will help you to grow in your career. So if you are interested, please feel free to register by the given link in the description box. Thank you very much for being here, attending the session. Bye-bye.